breakfast time, so my noisy stomach, she is noisy, and has been making itself known again. So we're just going to put up with it. As much as I'd rather not. But the solutions are just not simple ones. And they require discipline and probably a massive change of diet and a giant reduction in stress and probably some healthy eating, exercise, and plenty of fluids and water, sunshine, things that normal people do. So, seems like too much. I mean, that's a tall order for anyone. Sunshine, no less. Anyway, I had a few things, a few silly things maybe to show you and to talk about, just to check in and see how you are. I hope you guys are good. Sorry for the lackluster presence of recent, but here I sit, so little by little. This video is basically not about anything in particular, just about sounds that make us tingle. And so I have a few things that I'm excited to share with you. I don't know what I'll start with first, but there's a number of things actually. It's gonna just we're just gonna see how much time we have, which isn't very much. But first, and these are all things I either found at yard sales or probably found for free somewhere on the side of the road. So that's just so you know where the whereabouts of these things are, or I'll tell you where each thing came from. It's kind of a little show and tell of oddities in my life or in my upstairs closet, that kind of stuff. So what I like to do is invite you to take a deep breath. Maybe one more. How about 3? So make it 3. It's tradition. And with that, let's begin to relax with some tingly sounds. These are little poker chips that you can see kind of. I'm told these are the good kind, aka they are made of ceramic, I believe. I'm not a poker chip expert, but they make a nice sound. And they're very heavy. They're very heavy, and I have a container of these. And I'll show you the container. And they have little decorations on the edges. Little circles, I guess. And I always wanted a set of poker chips for some reason. And these fit the bill. I bought some last year, a couple years ago, that were hugely disappointing. Don't depend on Walgreens to be your poker chip supplier, because they were terrible. They were extremely lightweight, flimsy, like really lightweight plastic, and so I got them out and instantly knew that they were not okay. And they also had these ridges, like from that line out, like the way around. It was like ridges, and that just made me instantly cringe because it's, for me, that's very like nails on a chalkboard. Because every time I touched the little poker chip, it was like, I don't know, it just touched my, makes my fingerprints hurt. If you can imagine that. I do have things where, like, I can't touch people's wet feet. I said wet feet. No one likes those two words in the same sentence, but yeah, I can't stand it. Even cute kid feet. I'm like, no. So when I was raising a young child and having to, bathe them and help them with stuff and put socks on, after bath time, those feet would be wet, and I would just have to wrap them in a towel and just try to squeeze them without looking, because it made me freak out. It's a little secret. Not a secret anymore. So, anyway. So the poker chips, I'll show you the whole thing just so you can see what they look like. And I guess there are 3 colors. I didn't take the third out, but this is what they look like. I just put them in this jar because I didn't have anything else to put them in. But you can see. I mean, they're cool. And I love them. So I'm gonna do something with them. I don't know what, maybe. Oh, there's 4 colors. I'm sorry. I clearly don't know what I'm talking about in this instance at all. 0. Because there are 4 colors of poker chips. I see them now. 1, 2, 3, 4 colors. Green, like black, or blue, and then yellow, and then red. Red, red, red. But that sure seemed to do the trick. I mean, at least I had something to stick them in. They were all wrapped up when I got them, like in the one is that sleeve of green. But I busted into this one. And since then, I haven't done anything else with them, but thought you would enjoy seeing them. They're cool. They are cool. Speaking of other cool things, I think it would be hard not to. Excuse me, I think I have some dinner in my teeth. Terribly sorry. Anyway, we'd be remiss not to include our friend, the cork, in this somewhat random ramble chat focused on things like cork and getting older and how to remain peaceful when you're angry. That's a challenge I've had recently. I seem to get a little bit angry sometimes, a little emotional, a little, maybe slightly dysregulated. But when that happens, I tend to get angry or exhibit anger, signs of frustration, anger. And I have a hell of a time reining that in to a reasonable level so that I can listen well and communicate well, because that's not throat sounds that just happened. That's my throat sound thing. If you don't know what that is, it means that every so often my throat will just make a weird spasm sound. And there's nothing I can do about it. Oh, the dogs are up now. Anyway. Oh my gosh. So, yeah, anger, controlling your emotions, listening and thinking with wise mind and not just emotion mind. Those are things I lack skill in. And I'm learning how to hopefully improve it. Because I really want to. I want to exist as the peaceful, very even-keeled, low-key, non-drama, lovely individual. That's who I envision myself to be. Instead, I am a somewhat volatile, frequently depressed, frequently anxious, disorganized, sort of scrambled egg mess of a person who is always late, no matter what, to anything and all things. Late. Hates it. Goes into a complete cow conniption thing. You're trying to get out the door thinking this, just hate being late. And yet, who's late every day. So my days go into one after the next in some kind of frantic dead run where I almost don't feel like I can breathe because I'm always scrambling to grab a hold of the very edge of the ledge of sanity to keep up with what feels like the rest of the world going at some kind of breakneck speed that I have never been able to achieve. I don't know how y'all feel, but I would say that sucks. And yet, it doesn't suck that bad considering all the things other people are going through. And so that brings me to the next challenge or thing that I want to work on, and that's positive statements and not negating myself, and positive self-talk, all of which are just foreign to yours truly. It's not because I love to be hateful or I'm just miss negativity for days, I'm going to be negative woman of the year. No, it's because I don't know what else to do. It's because it's like having a bad, recurring rash or something that pops up and you just kind of can't help it. It's just itching, but I can't help it. I'm just negative. And I'm going to bring this on because you should see these. I don't know what they are. Actually, they're from the Asian store. They're little Buddhist or little Hindu things. You stick them on the altar and you put your oil in there and light it. It's like a candle. They're made of clay, I believe. The set of 4, if you're interested. They were like $6, I think. Aren't they gorgeous? I mean, gorgeous. So sweet. That said, yeah, just learning how to be more positive. And so when something goes wrong and I'm not, make a mistake or fucking up something, excuse me, that I have the ability to say something nice to myself anyway, or wake up and say, hey, you look great today, or oh, you don't look that great, but you know what? Nobody cares because they're not paying attention. That's probably somewhat negative what I just said there. So it's really hard to find non-negative statements sometimes. And yet, I think people would say I am a fairly optimistic person. Maybe optimism is a kind of a veiled attempt at ignoring the delusion would be the actual word. Just kidding. No, I don't know. But I know that it's difficult to be kind to yourself when you feel like you haven't done enough, or you're not doing your best, or you're doing your best, but your best is just kind of crappy because you're tired and broke and keep doing the same dumb stuff every day and wondering why is it so hard? Why is it so hard? Why is everyone else on time and not me? Why does everyone else's hair look better than mine? Why does everyone else got clothes that aren't 8 years old? Why does everyone else seem to have a place to store their Instant Pot instead of, whatever? Here's another one. So we have 2 of each. 2 of these sweet yellow leaf dishes. And we have 2 of the green. So they must be for little oil lamp things. They're so adorable, but they came with these little, you can see the wicks in there. These are the wicks they came with. These little cottony things. Not exactly sure what you do. guess you just put some kind of lamp oil or something in the bottom and stick the wick outside, pop out the top, and you have yourself a lantern or a kind of candle thing. So, yeah, so there's that. I'm also finding that as I get older and more people around me are, their lives are coming to a twilight or an end at some point. And some people I care for are people that are old. My grandmother. I've learned that I just check out. I didn't think I was that person. I always was the one to show up, when people were sick or needed help or taken care of. I was all over that. Loved it. But something has shifted, and now it seems that it's really tough for me to make that leap to being the helper in those situations. I think it's easier, or at least it seems so, initially, to ignore your heart, which wants to immediately panic and go crazy and freak out, start screaming when it thinks about losing someone that it loves so much, and that's hard to deal with. But life is so busy and moving away so fast, it seems like there's no time to stop and just deal with that and be in it. So I just give it a shove, back it all down, tamp it down with a nice strong cup of coffee, and hope that it goes away. And guess what? That shit doesn't go away ever. So you have to face it, and you have to process things that hurt. And remember that we really don't experience joy without suffering, and we really can't conceive of contentment or peace or elation without, sadly, some grieving and some suffering. So I guess for that we have to be grateful, because that other stuff feels really good. So this book is something that I bought this for actually someone I know. Gave it to them as a gift, and then promptly a year or two later I went and borrowed it back. It's Leo Tolstoy. 365 Days of Love, Kindness, Healing, and Faith and Peace. These are all the things we just talked about really needing, and just having a hell of a time getting hold of these items right here. I was given an assignment last week, and maybe I should give it to you as well, because it's a good assignment. It's not an easy one. The assignment is to define or to explain what truth means to me, or what I define truth as, or how I would define it. And I thought, well, at first I thought, well, that's kind of going to be a little hard, and now I'm thinking, well, that's way hard. What is truth? What is it to be truthful? Right away, it's like you say, well, it's to be honest. Well, what's to be honest? What does that mean? Like, literally, what does it mean? Does it mean when you speak that you are positive that every single thing you say is absolutely factual and there is no guessing at all? That honesty, and that then truth. The truth is honest. Is truth honest? Or is it just real? I don't know, because when you think about it, honesty is honesty, but truth is more like reality, I think. I don't know, but I need to write some stuff down so I can discuss the definition of it for me. I didn't look it up in the dictionary. I should probably. But this little book is just has some good words of wisdom in it, and I think probably speaks to the concept of the experience of truth, or whatever it is. Oh my god, you guys. Oh my god. Okay. This just happened. I'm not even kidding you. I'm not joking. This is like, I couldn't have made this up. I could not have just done this on purpose at all. There's no way. I just flipped to this freaking page. I am not kidding. Look at this one. I mean, seriously. Seriously? I can't freaking believe that just happened. I was like kind of freaked out. Oh my god. Well, we gotta read this. Did this happen one other time with the same book, or was it a different book? I swear there was something we cracked open and it just went whang right to it. That is wild. Well, let's read about it, shall we? Tolstoy. I didn't even know he did this kind of thing, and then I guess apparently he did a bunch of these, and then people got sick of them and stopped buying it. But it's some really nice stuff here. So we just pulled out of our hats the page 297, which is the truth. And Tolstoy says, "Do not think it easy to tell the truth. When you are by yourself, you know the truth. But when you begin talking to others, trying to please them, your words get tangled and you start telling lies. Beware of this." We like truth more than lies, but when it comes to our lives, we choose lies over truth. Truth by itself is neither a vice nor a virtue, but it is an essential part of everything that is good. There are lies spoken on purpose when a person knows it is a lie and speaks it for his own benefit. There are also involuntary lies when a person does not know how to speak the truth. Well, isn't that something? There are lies spoken on purpose when a person knows it is a lie and speaks it for his own benefit. There are also involuntary lies when a person does not know how to speak the truth. I wonder if you can have both. I think you probably can, depending on what it is. But that's something, I love this. Do not think it is easy to tell the truth when you are by yourself. You know the truth. But when you begin talking to others, trying to please them, your words get tangled and you start telling lies. Beware of this. That's just fabulous. I can't even believe it. I can't. That's something else that popped up. That is something. And then to pair with it, on the other page, we had the word humility. 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 And so since it really does kind of line up with truth, we'll take a look at that one as well. We do not know and cannot know the purpose of why we are alive or why we came into this world. But if we know what the force that put us in this world wants, then we can do it as well. The best thing we can do is increase love in others. Nothing is softer or more yielding than water, yet nothing can beat it for strength. The weak defeats the strong. Tenderness defeats cruelty. Humility defeats pride. Everyone knows this law, but nobody follows it. It is difficult for anyone to love those who are overly confident, proud, and boastful. This shows the importance of living with humility and meekness. Meekness. These qualities arouse love, the most important thing among people. Perhaps it is. So that's pretty, I mean, just, can you stop? I'm still just going. I mean, how did that even, I mean, it's just crazy. That's just insane. I feel like I have to write that down because that was wild. Anyway, so I'm going to work on that definition today, this weekend, and see what I come up with, and then I can maybe share it with you guys if you're interested. And otherwise, I think that's a good enough check stopping point for now. I hope that you'll come back and visit me and not stay too far away for too long. Members or subscribers, thank you so much for your support and for your patience and for your perseverance as we randomly, intermittently get on and off the channel. I know it's inconsistent, and I do apologize. Sometimes it's just really hard for me to do it. Like, I don't know why. I get scared. You know, I told you guys about that too. Anxiety. But thank you for being a kind supporter of this channel and for supporting the ASMR community, for being an ASMR enthusiast. I think we need shirts. It's on my list. We'll see what we get. But I appreciate you, and I'd love to hear from you. So please drop a line, a comment in the space below, and feel free to subscribe if you're interested in more wacky rants from yours truly, Miss Amy, host of the ASMR Experiment and Cat Mom. That's right, I said Cat Mom. Alright, my loves. I have so many more things, but